Hello and welcome to my tropical style garden rebuild here in the UK. It is the week after Easter and it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I've been getting messages off people asking when the next update's going to be. I've been a bit hesitant because I didn't get much done, but this weekend I have managed to get some more progress. So we'll take a little look at that, and that's pretty much what this video is going to be about. It's not really a planned video, so who knows where we may end up, but let's go have a look what I've been doing over there. Okay, so for those of you that haven't seen my garden before, it doesn't always look like this. This is a total rebuild of my garden and it is an absolute building site at the minute. I have rocks all over my patio. I have plants all hardening off, waiting to go in once my pond's done. I have furniture all over the lawn and it is a complete mess, but you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs, as they say. So the pond has had more dug out. It's just over 2 foot deep. I've still got to figure out the best way to do with the rocks, but it's getting there. But I haven't been able to do much progress on that. And I do have to keep spraying it down to keep it wet because I'm a bit worried that the clay's going to all crack and cause me more problems before I get it finished. But we'll go on to that a bit later. So those of you that have been following me know that I've made this new path going around. I have managed to grout these first paths, so that's done. So that's going to allow me to hopefully plant this area a bit more soon. These parts are all grouted and it's grouted down to my back cabin. They just need a good wash off, but there's no point in doing that while all this work's going on. Last weekend was Easter weekend and I had all the idea that I was going to get so much work done, but I got to a stage where I just thought I can't be bothered. So instead I took a visit to my favourite nursery, Jersey Cottage, picked up some lovely plants from there, and then the next day went to a rare plant fair and got some more plants from there. So they'll all be going in the garden. I'll show you what I got and what I didn't when it comes to planting them. This is a bit of an unplanned video, as you could probably tell, and I am rambling on a bit. Just at this point, this is a Pires and that's Katsura, and looks absolutely gorgeous when that bright red growth comes out. Love it. This bit's greening up quite well, but there's loads more plants to go in there. Got to get some more tenders in there, more ferns in and around the stream, but I'm expecting this to really sort of look quite green, lush and jungly by the end of summer, hopefully. I have also been working on some of the finer details. I've got the Spanish moss out just to, actually, I didn't actually put that there. It was further along the palm tree and it's now slid right into the middle of the path. So I'm gonna have to tie that back a little bit. It was a bit offset. Let's actually, let me just move that. Told you I was just gonna ramble on a bit. Okay, but apparently some of you like a rambling video, so I've been told, but that may just happen. Okay, so what else have I been doing? Right, Bilbergian Newtons. This is quite a tough Bromeliad. I do bring it in to the greenhouse for winter, but looks really good put up along the trees. This one was actually a split given to me by my mum, and I've split it all down into loads of different plants. Basically a bit of sphagnum moss around the bottom, then tied in with some twine. I don't know if you can see the twine because it's the same colour, but if you look at these palms, Trecarps Fortuna, if you actually pull a bit of the hair off the trunk, you can make like a little almost kangaroo pouch that you can tuck them into and just tie a bit of string around. And it's just about gaining that extra bit of interest on what would have been, unless I put a climber up it, a very bare palm trunk, and giving me a bit more of that jungly look. A lot more of that detail is going to be added through the year, but for now, that's a little bit extra. That was a bit of messing about when I couldn't be bothered to dig, to be honest with you. So let's take a look round the back. So I've still got to clean off and grout this path up. I haven't done it yet because I've got to grind all the joints, because this was the old path where I've jointed it. You can tell it's late evening because it's getting quite dark down here, so I'm not sure how well this is going to show up. Once I get this path re-grouted, cleaned up, I'm then going to plant loads of new plants in this side. I want a lot more height this side and that side, so it feels like it's encroaching you a bit. But before I do that, I don't know if you can see, because it's getting darker in here, it's quite a shady area. I have hundreds and hundreds of Trachycarpus seedlings that are growing like weeds. Not sure how well that camera's going to show. Let me see if I can get through there. Look, like grass, absolutely growing everywhere. So I'm going to have to deal with them. Right, what have I been doing down the back? For those of you that might remember, I had an old dingy old patio under my gazebo that needed to come out. So I've spent most of my time breaking up old slabs. It had actually been quite badly damaged. It's been down a long time, but that big eucalyptus up there had sent out quite a shallow root and pushed a load of the slabs up, so it needed doing. And because I was doing my pond work at the back, I thought this is an opportunity to do something a little different. So this weekend, something a little different is what I've been doing. And that is my new sleeper timber deck, which is now all down, all fully fixed, and ready for the furniture to go back in. So the idea is this has been made out of timber sleepers. It is very dark under here. I'm gonna have to go back out. Let me jump into what will be the pond. This has got to be dug a lot deeper yet. That's for another conversation. And turn the camera around. So this is the deck made out of 200 by 100 sleeper timbers. And it's given me a really sort of chunky look to go with the sleeper bridges that I have in the rest of the garden. I've overhung these ends by 400 mil, which is what, 16 inches if you're American. The only thing I've got to do is all well supported, but under these ends I've just got to put some metal brackets, just because this is quite a shady area, but these timbers do what timbers do when the sun and heat gets on them. They tend to dry, they tend to crack a bit, and they can tend to twist. So if I don't do some sort of strapping just under here, I could find that some of these maybe start twisting or curling, but otherwise it's pretty much there ready to go. And that bit of the back is going to be dug out a lot deeper, about 4 foot, and that's going to be my wetland filter. And then there's going to be a waterfall come over there, and a couple of maybe little side little waterfalls as well. God knows until I do it, to be fair. But it's really dark around here, and that's even, well, it is getting late, but that's even with the tetrapanax only just starting to push out its nice new leaves. Okay, so going back to the decking, I was going to do this originally with hardwood decking. When I was at the Contemporary Jungle Garden, Anthony's, he's got hardwood decking, absolutely loved it. But my garden is a bit more rustic, and I just felt I used these big chunky timbers for the posts. I've used that chunky timber everywhere for the bridges, and I was just like, I think it's going to fit in. The sort of style I'm going for, this sort of tiki Polynesian sort of style. Let's be honest, if you lived by the side of the Amazon, you wouldn't be going off to the local hardware store, would you, to be buying a load of decking? So I wanted it to look like, obviously, sort of modernish, but big chunky bits of timber that maybe you could have sort of made it yourself to give it a little bit more of a rustic sort of natural feel. And it is absolutely solid, I'm really glad to say. Just going to go back round here where it's a little bit lighter because that's quite dark around there. Okay, so what else I've got to do? This is one of the old sleepers, and then that was patio there. This sleeper's coming out, and then I've just got to extend this paving a little bit more, and then it will step up onto that new deck. Bit of concrete around the sides I've just got to do to make sure it's sort of no rodents or anything can get under it, because that everything else is sealed off, of just apart from this front edge, which I haven't done yet. Just got to make sure that don't happen. Weed membrane under it. Basically, as a frame, to make it easy for myself, I dug out all the soil. I put some sleepers down, timbers, exactly the same as what's on the top, onto a concrete footing, down each of the joints, and then a weed membrane over it. And then I've just screwed it in with these black timber lock like bolts, and it's absolutely solid. Got a bit of a dance floor going on, and I wanted to overhang it, so when I stood over here or sat here, I will now get this view all the way down the stream, see the fish going into the tunnel, all being good. Yeah, the tree ferns are unfurling, as you can see. Now, these ones that I haven't touched, if you see one of my previous videos, the two that I dug up and moved, I did have to cut a lot of the roots. They are way behind these. That's properly stalled them, and a lot of the fronds have gone very brown where these have stayed green all summer. It's been very dry this year, so I've had to give them some water. But people wanted an update. There's not much plants in this video, but a big job has been done. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's really going to serve the purpose. I'm going to get the furniture in a minute before it gets too dark, because next week we're going to have some really nice weather. I think maybe up to 24 Celsius. Really sunny week, and I wanted to get this area ready so we could get the furniture back in, and if it gets a nice day, we'll be able to sit under here in the evenings and just think about the work that's got to be done rather than do it. Okay, so that was getting way too dark, so we fast forwarded a couple of days, and they've been beautiful, sunny, hot days, which should really get a lot of the growth going, but also plenty of watering needed to be done. I've managed to get a couple of little jobs done over the evenings. I got this old railway sleeper out, and I've patched up some new cobbles in there. I know they stand out at the moment, but that's because I haven't washed off all the old cobbles. When I jet wash them, they are the same cobbles, same type. It's just obviously these are filthy and they're clean. So I've got that in. That's gained me nearly a whopping whole foot of extra soil area to plant in that used to be a timber sleeper. So get in there, more plants. Round under the bottom of these sleepers, I said I needed to put the plates on. I've now got that done, so hopefully that should stop the ends from curling up too much. It's very wet now. That's because I've just been watering the tree ferns, and it is a lovely, beautiful evening. I've got the furniture back under here, as you can see. Because I knew it was going to be nice weather, it's allowed us to have a little space away from the building site that is all going on, and just come and chill out here and look at a beautiful pile of mud and a plastic pipe. But at least we've got somewhere to chill. Okay, so I'm not sure how much progress I'm going to get on. I'm still working over the evenings. that's when I've been getting these last few little jobs in, bits here and bits there. But then because of the hot weather, I'm having to spend quite a tight bit of time watering as well. Not a lot's been going on otherwise. This front pond here, what a mess. It's just got some water in, but I'm not too worried about that now. What I am thinking though is I may have to dig this bit deeper down to 3 foot for the koi at least, because the back bit of pond around there just isn't a big enough space. So yeah, definitely gonna have to suss it. I wanted the back bit to be deeper because it's so sheltered with all the palms and the gazebo and everything. I just thought it would be much better for the fish over winter, but we'll see. Actually, look at this new growth coming out. This is Regersea Krieg's Colossus. Absolutely beautiful plant. Got that from Jersey Cottage last year, and them bronze looking leaves will go green, but will also probably get 4 or 5 times as big. Really big leafed Regersea for a damp shady space. Hopefully it won't be too long before I can actually get it planted. What else have we got around here? I did say there wouldn't be much plants in this video, but we've moved on 2 days, so I might see what I can find for you. So this is a new plant that's got in, and this is a hydrangea. I think it's got really interesting green leaves, and I'm just struggling to remember the name of this now. Hydrangea Sycokiana, I think. I'll put the name on the screen for you. But yeah, newly gone in. That's gonna get to, or can get, I think, to up to nearly 2 meters high. So that's gonna really give a good bit of sort of contrast through this border. What else have we got? Oh, I know what else plant I got that I really liked. Now, I've gone off over the years planting ligularias because I've just had such a nightmare with slugs and snails eating them. And from what I can see there, look at, I think they're probably, I don't know if they had a go at the new growth, not sure, but they tend to eat them like mad. But when I see this one the other day at the rare plant fair, I just thought it was absolutely cracking plant, and that is Ligularia japonica, and it is Rising Sun. Really interesting leaf shape for a shady, moist place. There's another plant for you. Anything else that's gone in? Nope, that's a Strobelianthus. Purple burgundy looking heuchera, can't remember the name. Really starting to push out new growth now. That should look really good and add a lot of colour to that spot. Trying to think what else we've got in here. Anything new that I haven't mentioned? I don't know. But these little ferns down here, Blechnum spicant, can't remember the name of that, but both native ferns, and absolutely brilliant character that they add to any type of sort of garden, even a tropical garden. Right, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I've managed to get a bit of an update done, and we can just nose through here. Let's take a walk down what will be the secret path to what will be my new deck sitting over the pond, my chill out zone. Hopefully one day watching koi swim around, we'll see. Right, I'm going to leave it at that. Please leave it anything in the comments, questions, blah blah blah, you know the drill. Give us a like, subscribe if you haven't. There's going to be loads more of these episodes because I've got a lot more to do. I really do want to get on with the pond, but at the minute I am so busy that I am really struggling. Apart from a few hours in the evenings, this hot sunny weather is really helping, because it's basically allowing me to get out here and do a few hours in the evenings, but that can't be every evening, I don't think. But one step closer. Still an absolute building site of a garden, but at least I've got somewhere to sit now. Hopefully I can get some more done soon, give you a bit of update. I think the next video is probably just going to be planting, because once I can get this ground out and grouted, I'm going to get loads more plants in here, start putting a few in the secret path down there, planting up these spots around the decking. Plants, plants, plants. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.